to ask of you, if that's okay. It'll only take a minute.
Good evening, Molly. I hope you're not coming to me asking for money again. How did you know?
I would be so grateful if you could send me like $10K right now.
$10,000? Do you really think that's a reasonable amount of money to just go around asking people for? You do realize there are plenty of people in this world that wouldn't even dream of lending anyone that kind of money.
I know. I do agree that this may be a little sudden, but hear me out. Put shortly, if I don't get that money, I might literally die.
Oh, I'm sure it's a real life or death matter. So, what is it? What could you possibly need that much money for? You do remember that I just gave you $10K the other day to go on that graduation trip, I hope. And that isn't the only money I've given you. I think you should consider repaying some of that before I give you any more. In other words, you've hit your limit. Time to start paying off your debts.
Actually, about that graduation trip, I have decided to forego job searching after I graduate. Instead, I think I'll just head straight on to a master's program and do a little more studying.
A master's degree?
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. But when I stopped to think about it, I just felt like I had tons left to learn before I leave school. And I already took the entrance exams as a fallback, and it turns out I passed them with flying colors. So that's where the $10K comes in. I'll be needing it to pay for tuition, books, and all that fun stuff.
But wasn't it just the other day that you were talking about how you wanted to leave education? And what about those offers you got? And all that money that I gave you so that you could commute to various interviews? That was all for naught, too.
I do really appreciate you doing that for me. And sorry, Mom, but I've already turned down all of those offers.
What?
So that leaves me with no option but to go to graduate school. And if you don't pay for my tuition, it'll make all my efforts to get accepted into the program go to waste. Then I'll just be left unemployed. And I know you don't want that just as much as I don't want that either. So, money please.
That's all well and good, but what happened to all that money I gave you for that graduation trip? I guess you won't be needing that until you finish your graduate program then. If you are going to ask for more, I am going to have to ask that you first pay back some of what you owe me.
Well, the thing is that I can't. At least not right now. I've already used all of the money that I have. I guess it was just a regular old vacation in the end. But that means I still have my graduate school vacation to look forward to.
What did you just say? I spent all that money just for you to go on an extravagant vacation.
No, what I'm saying is that I'm broke. If you won't help me, I just don't know what I'll do.
Have you spoken to your father about this? You have at least spoken to him about your plans to go to graduate school, correct?
Of course I have. And he thought that it was a good idea. It's just that, you know how he got remarried recently, right? Well, actually, he and his new wife are expecting, and because of that, he said that the money that would go toward my master's degree instead has to be reallocated and spent on the baby. Apparently, he's paying a small fortune on education materials for the child. Preparation for the baby's future is what he calls it.
Knowing him, I can only imagine what kind of frivolous things he's spending that money on.
Well, don't ask me because I don't know. What I do know is that it's going to cost him a ton, and because of that, I can't really ask him for any money right now. So you're the only person left that I can turn to, Mom. Even if it's just enough to cover this semester, I'll work hard and find a way to figure the rest out myself. I promise. If I just find a part-time job before next semester, I'm sure I'll be able to figure the rest out myself. And on top of that, I will promise that this is the last time I ever ask you for money. So please, just for the semester, help me out.
Well, if you're prepared to go that far, I guess we can work something out. But no going back on your word, okay? This will really be the last money you're getting from me. Do you understand? And lastly, You have to promise that you'll get around to paying me back what I've lent you up until now. If you can do that, then we have a deal.
Thanks so much, Mom. In that case, I'll leave the transferring of the money to you. You're the best mom in the world.
Hey, Margaret. Your baby girl is just the cutest little thing. Her energy when she's singing and dancing is just such a sight to see. I was so impressed that I just couldn't stop myself from snapping a couple of pictures. Pictures of Molly? I never thought I'd run into one of my friend's daughters at a concert. Molly has really become such a beauty. I'm sure she'll have boys practically breaking down the door trying to marry her. If she were a model, I'd totally buy all of her magazines. Susan, one thing at a time, please. What are you talking about? Something about Molly singing and dancing. Right. Your Molly is who I'm talking about, of course. I never thought that the daughter of someone I know would be up on stage playing at my favorite concert hall. I was honestly shocked when I saw her walk out. Molly was doing what? She was on stage somewhere. That really doesn't sound like her. You know how I've been really into the local music scene since forever, right? It just so happened that I was attending a concert today completely unplanned because one of my friends had something come up and I ended up with their ticket. And there I am watching various sets when suddenly out walks Molly as part of the next group. I couldn't believe my eyes. I nearly spilled my drink all over the person in front of me. And I really hope she works hard and becomes big. I'll totally support her when she does. Yeah, great. But what about the concert? I'd like to hear more about that. Molly hasn't ever told me anything about being in a band. I can hardly remember her even showing an interest in such a thing. Really? That's odd. Are you sure it was Molly and not someone else that just happened to look like her? Molly is attending graduate school right now, so she should be busy studying every day. And on top of that, she said that she would be getting a part-time job, so she should be spending whatever free time she has there. I just can't imagine that she would also have time to be a singer in a band. No, I'm positive that was her. She introduced herself before the set, so there's no doubt about it. And you know that I've met her a number of times before. I'm pretty confident that I would be able to recognize her. So, I guess what you're telling me is true then. So, this is what she has been up to while she was supposed to be focusing on her studies. You've mentioned this a few times, but what studies? Did you say something about her attending graduate school? That certainly doesn't sound like what she said at the concert. She said that she was working as a barista during the day and she was encouraging people to come by for a cup of coffee. What? A barista? Yeah, that's what she said. During the day she works there and at night she's with the band apparently. It was kind of weird for her to tell the crowd all that, but I guess she just wanted to drive some traffic to her day job. This is frankly shocking to hear. I mean, what the heck? It's like night and day compared to the story she's been trying to sell to me. I might be a little slow in thinking this, but maybe I wasn't supposed to tell you all this. I just figured since you are her mother that you would already know all this. Although she is performing under her own name, so she's clearly not too concerned about this information getting back to you. She has always been careless like that. And I haven't gotten around to telling you this, but I actually have been divorced from Molly's father for quite some time now. About 4 years. Molly has been living with him since the divorce. Oh, really? Yeah. I have been trying to look after her as much as I can after the divorce, but with her father getting remarried, things have gotten a little complicated recently. So as of late, it's been solely monetary support that I've been able to help her with. It seems there's been a lot of things about that girl that I haven't been privy to. I hate to do this, but could you send any photos of her that you took at the concert to me? Yeah, no worries. I should have a few of her. I'll send them right over when I get a minute later. And while I'm at it, I might as well write down anything else I know and send that to you as well. Molly, do you have a minute? I'd like you to explain what this wedding invitation is all about.
Oh, it's already been delivered. That was fast. Yeah, it's exactly what you're thinking it is. I finally decided to get married.
Finally? Where is this even coming from? I didn't even know you had a boyfriend.
Well, I've actually been dating this guy forever, you see. And one thing led to another, and he ended up proposing to me the other day. So we're going to be married on my upcoming birthday. Isn't that great? Yay!
Just hold on a minute now, Molly. Don't tell me that you're planning to do all of that while you're still finishing up your degree.
Huh? Is there something wrong with that?
Well, I just don't know how you'd have the time to be worrying about getting married while you're so preoccupied with your studies. You still have your tuition to get settled, and you really shouldn't even consider having your future husband pay for it.
Oh, yeah, about that. I'm taking a bit of a break from school for the meanwhile, so I can worry about getting everything worked out surrounding the marriage and figuring out what we're going to do after.
What? A break from the program you just started? And what's going to come of all that money I already lent you for this semester's tuition? I'm assuming I'm going to see at least some of that money coming back my way.
Oh, that money is all tied up with the college at the moment. And you know how those things go, so please keep that in mind when we're talking about me paying it back. At any rate, I had something else I wanted to talk to you about. I take it that you are planning on coming to the wedding, right?
I really hope you're thinking about having this just be a small family affair. I don't know where you think you'll be getting the money otherwise.
His family is planning on covering the lion's share of the cost, so don't worry about that. In fact, my BF is working for this huge company and doing pretty well for himself. So I don't see any reason why we can't enjoy the fruits of his hard work and throw something that's going to be fairly memorable.
Well, if it's fine with him, I guess.
But the thought did occur to me. Having him and his family cover everything wouldn't be right, don't you think? And so that's where you come in, Mom.
I really don't like where this is going.
Don't say that! Since I am saving you a special spot in the wedding, if you could, in exchange, send me $5,000 as a gift, I would be so happy.
$5,000? You'll be indebted to me for life at this rate.
Mom, please, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And listen to this. I went to Dad and he was like, I can't have anything because he's got his new wife and their child, and I think I've told you about all that before. So I can only turn to you about this.
This is getting out of hand, Molly. I already told you last time that I was not going to be giving you any more loans.
But this is different. This is a gift for my wedding. It's totally different. You wouldn't be opposed to celebrating your only daughter's wedding, would you?
Molly, I'm afraid my checking book doesn't particularly care what the occasion is. I certainly don't remember it ever asking me. And you're calling it a gift. But for a gift, don't you think that $5,000 is a bit much? Perhaps what you really want to ask is for me to pay for some portion of your wedding. I imagine you know the answer to that.
No, I'm only asking for a gift. And it doesn't have to be literally $5,000. That was just a number I randomly threw out. I would be totally thrilled with $3,000. I'm sure that is well within what you can afford. I know you and Dad are divorced, but you'll always be my mother. So I can put you down for $3,000, right?
Molly.
So if you want to bring it, we can meet up at the wedding venue. I'll be waiting. Final offer. One celebratory gift for your daughter's wedding, going for no less than $3,000. I'm sure this is something all mothers are expected to do.
I'm not your mother.
Huh?
I'm at my wit's end, Molly. I've been sympathetic to your situation up until now, so I've tried to help out here and there. But you seem to only think of me as your personal ATM to take from whenever you please. Molly, I'm just the one who raised you. but that's as far as our connection goes. I'm not your biological mother, and I am under no obligation to give you a huge sum of money to pay for your wedding.
What? Just the one who raised me?
So while I appreciate the invite, Molly, I won't be attending the wedding. So please don't contact me again with anything to do with money.
Wait, Mom? What is this about you not being my mother? You are my mother, aren't you?
Your father told me that he explained all of this to you when you turned 18. But based on your reaction, I guess that was a lie.
What was he supposed to tell me?
Fine, we can have this talk. You are your father's illegitimate child. The result of a fling he had with another woman while I was married to him. When you were born, we took you in and raised you as one of our own.
Huh? Really? Dad and some other woman's child?
Yes, I'm afraid that's right. We talked it over and decided that we wouldn't get divorced and that we would raise you. You didn't do anything wrong after all. But once a cheater, always a cheater. Your father immediately found another woman to cheat on me with. The long-coming divorce was what happened 4 years ago, but it had been in the works for ages.
So that was the reason behind your divorce.
While we're not biologically related, I did what I was supposed to and raised you as best as I could. And I gave you plenty of help, especially monetary help. But the final straw was learning how you've been lying to me, Molly.
Lying?
Your father is a damn liar, and lo and behold, his daughter has inherited the same behavior. So I really don't know what to believe anymore, Molly. I've just grown sick of all of this.
Huh? Mom? What are you talking about? I haven't been lying to you.
I'm amazed you can say that at this point. Even though the entire bit about going to graduate school was all one big lie.
What?
The truth is that you finished your undergraduate degree, and that was that. But you didn't bother with finding a job. You instead figured that you were going to spend your time trying to make it big as a singer in a band.
Just hold on 1 minute. Where did you hear that from?
My friend saw everything and she told me. She even saw your band playing live one day. So I had her check for me if it was also true that you were working at a coffee shop during the day.
You did?
So if that's what you've been up to, one has to wonder where that tuition money has been going. $10K was sent to your bank account all because I was worried about you. Where on earth did all of that money go? According to my friend, it isn't so easy to get noticed as an up-and-coming band. You apparently keep spending till you either make it big or run out of money. Whichever comes first. So I guess all of those gigs you're playing, you're operating at a loss.
Well, she is right about that. It isn't easy and there are a lot of things that need to be paid for. But look, Mom, I could be spending that money in a lot of worse ways. But instead, I'm following my dreams. What's so wrong with that?
Oh, really? So I guess that 10K disappeared into that dream of yours.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I just couldn't bring myself to be upfront with you, so I ended up making up that lie about graduate school instead.
The circumstances are irrelevant, Molly. The ends don't justify the means. So because of that, I shall not be attending the wedding, and I certainly won't be contributing any money towards it either. I'll contact you again when I've settled down a bit. We still have to talk about how you're going to repay me.
What?
Get this, Susan. All that talk about continuing her education was her just lying to me this whole time. You were right. She has been spending all the money and her time on that band of hers. So she was going behind your back all this time after all. I'm just so fed up with her behavior that I'm at a loss for words. Making up lies to get money out of me would be one thing. But when she came forward asking for money for the wedding, that was a bridge too far. I really did try to raise her right. Like I would have one of my own. But clearly something went wrong. Huh? Wait. Money for a wedding? What's that about? I got a wedding invitation in the mail today. She was wanting me to attend despite having separated from her father, and I was fine with that, of course. But then she wanted me to pay a ridiculous sum of money in exchange for attending. She sent you an invitation to her wedding? Oh, wait a second. It's one of those kinds of bands, Margaret. You know, girls that like girls. Their songs are mostly about hating men. Their whole concept is aggressively feminist and anti-marriage, so that would totally ruin the image they're going for. And despite that, she said that she was going to get married, did she? Yeah, apparently she's been with this partner of hers for quite some time now. You would have thought she would have introduced him to me. I really hope this isn't true. For such a small-time group, they really can't be lying to fans before they even get their break. They even made a point of advertising that all of the girls in the band were single and gay. Really? I didn't know anything about that. So, it's a lesbian girl band. Yeah, it is. And even if personally I never really cared one way or the other, a lot of fans do, and Molly getting married would really expose the whole thing as one big lie. Even for a small-time group like theirs, this could be a big story. You know people don't like feeling taken advantage of. I have to tell someone about this. I'll be back. Hey, was it you who did this? You did, didn't you? You told on me to my agency! That's going too far, Mom! What? You told my agency that I was getting married, didn't you? You must have known that that was against the rules. I haven't even told my fiancé that I was in that group. But you went and exposed everything. Do you have any idea what you've done to me? Molly, hold on. You're saying I did what? You know what you did. You found out which agency I was signed to and told them that I was getting married knowing that it was against my contract. They must have called me right after. Then the agency talked to my fiancé and now it's not even sure that we're going to go through with the marriage anymore. I've been in hell these past few days. I haven't even been able to eat anything. My anxiety has been so bad. Wow, is that really what happened? It wasn't even just marrying a man. They found out about some other things I kinda lied about. So now it looks like I'm going to get kicked out of the group. My BF thinks he can't trust me anymore. He's accused me of living this secret life apart from him. Yeah, that all sounds like quite the ordeal, but I wasn't involved in any of that. I think you're mistaken about who is the source of these troubles of yours. If you didn't do it, then who? My information is being leaked. Some of my private messages to fans are online for everyone to see. Nobody else could have known. Probably one of those fans of yours that caught on to you being a hypocrite. A particularly crazy one probably just happened to figure it out. But this is none of my business. I think you need to go settle down before you do anything. Susan, it was you, wasn't it? You were the person who told Molly's agency about her wedding, right? I can't imagine who else it could be. Sorry, I should have told you. As a fan, I just couldn't sit idly by being lied to like that. So yeah, I went to her agency about everything. I'm not particularly well versed in the music industry, but I think I'm safe in guessing that what she did was a big deal. Well, I went and asked some of my friends who are also in the know, and it seems like Molly has had it coming for some time. The rumors around her are pretty shocking. Apparently, she's been meeting her fans and asking them for support. They found multiple women that have been giving Molly cash supposedly for her career. She seems to be juggling lies and using people. So, she's basically an escort. Escort, con artist, liar. Not sure, but not good. The staff at the agency were pretty firm on private conduct being a violation of her contract. Apparently, that agency has had to take legal action against talent in the past for breaches of contract. A number of their talent have even been found liable for damages resulting from their actions.
Wow!
When I did more digging on the company, it looks like one of the employees at the agency might be your ex-husband, Margaret. There are photos people have secretly taken of him in the past that are circulating online, and they look a lot like him.
No way! He's a part of this as well!
If that's all true, then it just can't be allowed to go on. So I had to do what I did out of respect for the industry. I can't believe what's been going on without my knowing. And also to you, Susan. I'm sorry that my daughter had to intrude on a beloved hobby of yours. Oh, it's not your fault, Margaret. In fact, you were the one who gave me the tip about all of this, so I should be thanking you. My friends are grateful as well, and hopefully this will be the last of this whole mess.
Help me, Mom! It looks like I'm going to be sued by my own fans! I need like $50K to cover all these legal fees it looks like I'm going to be running up. Do you think you could help me?
$50K? Are you insane?
I'll pay back every penny. Just please, I really need it.
You know that's not going to happen. In fact, I should be one of the ones suing you for money. Just think of all that money you got from me by lying. I want you to repay me in one large sum, you hear me?
What? I can't repay all that at once. I don't even have that kind of money.
I wasn't asking whether you had the money or not. I'll send the request in writing so you know I'm serious about this.
Wait, Mom? Is this it? You're abandoning me? You can't do this! You're still my mom!
Molly, I am not your mother. So work hard to get me my money. After the fact, I learned that all the talk about my ex-husband remarrying and the child he was supposedly having with his new wife was a lie. It was all part of a scheme he and Molly had made together. An elaborate scam to extract money from me. Although the scope of the scam wasn't just limited to me, they were also working together to scam as many of Molly's fans as they could. In total, they had made away with $100K from the various victims of their scams. According to Susan, the lawsuit against Molly was bound for court with the plaintiffs resolved to not settle under any circumstances. At worst, they might even find themselves with a short stay behind bars if they're convicted on all charges. Who can say without the details, but I think that might be in the best interest of the public good.
Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one!